there's plenty of other atrocities that have happened that you could go through, but it just cracks me up because, like, how do we hear about like African kings from the 1500s? They don't do that. They never do. Yeah. And there is Mansa Musa. He was like the most powerful king.
Dude, that's his name, Mansa Musa?
Dude, he was a badass, dude. And in Africa, you never hear about that. Instead, they love Hitler. They love genocide. They love all that stuff. Not that didn't go on when Mansa Musa was, a baller.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're on the Barbary Coast, right? Barbary Coast was like crazy slave trade.
Is that what Bob Moran is about, dude? The Beach Boys?
Beach Boys. Barbary Coast. Barbary Coast. Into the Irish, it was a bummer. You got a bunch of redhead slaves, we getting sunburns every day. Barbary Coast. That's our song for the episode. You got a bunch of redhead slaves getting sunburns. Barbary Coast. Okay, but seriously though, your butt that you came to was that they're obsessed with Hitler and slavery, or what? Because I got a bone to pick about history podcasts too, or history podcasts.
Well, the thing is there's some that dig deeper into history where you hear about like everything from, ancient history to Neolithic history to Iron Age to all that stuff.
God, you sound so smart. I call all of that ancient history. You're so smart.
Dude. No, my friend. I mean, but they'll go to Gutenberg. They'll go to World War I even. They'll go to the Spanish-American War. They'll go to the Gilded Age, all that stuff. The Enlightenment, the Renaissance, the Byzantine Empire, all those things. There's great detailed ones, but there's ones that have more money behind it, like that are Noiser or like Wondery, and they're beautiful. They're like,
but they're basic. But they're basic bitch shit. Dude, they do that with dinosaurs. They do that with dinosaurs. Remember when Discovery did that freaking awesome Walking with Monsters like docuseries?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Yeah. It was so good. It was so good. And it was all these like millions of years and different phases of like biological life on Earth. And they were not dinosaurs. And they were these different kinds of weird creatures. And they walked on Earth. Right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
for these gross like reptile amphibian things.
Some of them, it's so long ago that some of them went back into the ocean, evolved that way, then came back like for millions of years. And then you're like, oh, and then they became a land creature again, like weird stuff. And you're like, how did, like, all I took away from elementary school was like Tyrannosaurus Rex eat meat, Brontosaurus eat salad. And that was it. And you're like, there was so much more than just dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So you're doing the same thing with your history, with human history, right? Sorry, I cut you off. You said something.
No, it's a great point.
I'm trying not to step on your beautiful words, bro.
No, dude. I think you're correct that there's like a whole slew of stuff that isn't talked about, dog. And you uncovered that right now. So, but yeah, it's just with those ones, it's always the same stuff. And that's why I'm like, man, if you guys really want to be in the like education, why don't we talk about, I mean, they are really informative.
You're just talking about bitches in media, Robert. You're just talking about people being bitches in media. Yeah, I'm summing it up.
Yeah, well, when they talk about, they'll, because every episode's about like some brutal like slave raid from like you know, like, which is always awful. But I find it funny because there was someone on it who's like an expert in it, and they're like talking about the situation, but they had them go and overdub because I guess like this is no offense to anyone. It's just I wouldn't know because like. Slavery was real and it was a real thing and they were slaves, like just like we're Slavic, that's the slave term, like that's what people use.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that means slave. But I'm not one of those people that's trying to apply that to right now, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that applies to me.
Do you have an All Lives Matter sticker on the back of your lifted Ranger? You son of a bitch.
No, but I just
a flag?
Yes, I do, dude.
I'm a slave too.
Oh,
that'd be a funny bumper sticker. Redheaded slave, but like in the same font as Willie Nelson's Redheaded Stranger, like that old Western font, but it says Redheaded Slave.
Oh, dude.
Barbary Coast, dog, hashtag.
No, that sounds like a dork that would use that right now against someone like talking about George Floyd, where they're like, but it's just not.
Yeah, we're just being silly. This is a podcast, Robert.
I know.
You just said it sounds like a dork. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure everything that comes out of yours and my mouth sounds like a dork.
That's true. Because
unless I'm at work and I'm like, my posture is different and I'm just a professional.
Professional Jon.
But on a podcast with you, I'm like, yeah, we're riffing. We're riffing pretty deep. Peter riffing.
I know, dude. Peter Griffin,
right.
man. But
There's
anyways,
a thing that this is annoying to me because the podcast, that 500 history of rock and roll and 500 songs, is so good, but the host like apologizes before, and he'll like, I have to warn you, this episode contains, it might be triggering, and then you'll listen to it and be like, he just said that the guy abused his wife. It doesn't even get into graphic stuff. He just said it's like, who's listening? A 4-year-old that you're warning? Like, what person, like, how much privilege do you have that you're like, I can't even hear that someone abused someone. I can't hear it. You're like, the phone you're listening to your podcast on was made by slaves. The shirt you're wearing, most likely made by slaves. The shoes, pretty likely made by slaves. So it's so crazy. People on this high horse are like, don't talk to me about that stuff, man, because I'm a really good person. And you're like the people in history went through these crazy things. You can't even honor them by hearing like what happened to them and like holding it in your heart for a second. Like, I get it if you don't want to like soak in it. Like, I don't like listening to like dark stuff for like long periods of time, but like, if you're listening to a history podcast and you need a warning, like maybe you're not ready for podcasts and the internet and a phone and all that kind of, like, maybe you need to be institutionalized.
Well, dude,
I hear stuff all the time that upsets me, and I just go like, oh man, that's a wild ride. This is a crazy roller coaster. I don't smoke, but you know.
I imagine you smoking them right now, John.
Well, that's because I'm an actor. I'm a method actor, you see. Here, let me use something as a cigarette, just as like a lens cap. I can do anything. I'm in an audition. Yeah, see, darling? It's because you don't have the right kind of shoulders to make it in this town.
That's really how they judge people then, huh? Little things like that. Shoulders,
they still do.
Hon. Yeah, that's
they
true.
Still do, yeah. Your shoulders are bigger than your hips, you see? That's not what the people pay for. They like dinosaurs, not the history of living animals. They like Hitler and slavery. They don't like detailed, obscure stories. Yes, yeah. They like 6-inch subs, on every corner. That's what I plan on doing. We're going to put them in Gaza. We'll put 6-inch subs on Gaza. They're going to love it. Darling, they're going to love it. They're going to get so many subs.
I'm going to sound like a dork right now. And the world is so splintered that, like, who knows anything anymore? Like, there's different avenues of reality now with even celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Because someone could walk down the street, John, like, and they could be someone that millions of people love and know of, and you wouldn't know. Before, there was kind of like, all right, you'd know someone if they were on television or the radio or movies. Now, like, there's just so many, there's a dude that could just, like, he makes art out of his butthole. He just, like, does something with his butthole. And
that's a good thing, right, though?
Him.
But has the wealth spread? I mean, I feel like the middle class is going away super fast, if not already gone in most spots. Yes. But yet that does sound like wealth has been democratized. So is the middle class gone away, but like the upper class or successful class has like broadened a little bit? Like what do you mean? Is it a problem that some guy's not famous to all of us, but he's walking around like he's got a niche?
No, it's just more of an observation of how it is now. It's not really like me like trying to slam like, oh, everyone should know him like it was 1995 and he's in this sitcom. I think that's kind of cool because maybe he doesn't have to deal with it the same way either.
Yeah.
Also,
people still don't know who Todd Barry is, and he's lucky.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Right? I always think Todd Barry's lucky. He's like he can go sell out a comedy club, but like no one knows who he is. He's totally got a private life.
Yeah, and the funny thing is some stuff will get on my radar. It'll like get in your algorithm, and then you're like seeing it all the time. And for me, it's this fella Jelly Roll, that obese country guy.
He's huge though. Literally the most biggest. He's like Ralphie May with tattoos and a rap career. Right? Is he a rap artist or is he a country star? What is he?
Ralphie May with Chipotle bag tattoos on his face.
Is that what he has?
Yeah, and then he's got like, I don't know. Yeah, he kind of has like a rapper vibe because he went to prison or something for stealing.
Does anyone have facial tattoos like that doesn't end up having a career, and they're just like, everyone's like, man, you just kind of look like a guy that should have been a famous guy, and you're not.
Yes. Oh yeah. There's Florida. I'm sure there's someone out there, dude.
Yeah.
A failed SoundCloud rapper, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Dude. My whole rap career was on SoundCloud. Yep.
Dude, me as well, dude. And Jelly Roll may have came from SoundCloud, but I don't know where he came from, but he came out of nowhere, man. And he's on everything. I see him everywhere. Like all the comedy.
Wasn't he on your show? Wasn't he on Kill Tony?
He was on Kill Tony when millions of people have been on Kill Tony. I've been on it a few times.
No, But like Jelly Roll was on it, right?
Jelly Roll was on it recently. He's on Rogan. He's on everyone's comedy podcast, but then he's on other things too. Like, it's just crazy because he was on Kill Tony, did the national anthem for like their big arena show. He's like everywhere, and they always use him. Like when Diddy stuff was coming about how he diddied people. They had a quote from Jelly Roll. Thank you. I love that.
I should put my sunglasses on every time you do stuff like that. Like, I go into Mark Norman mode when you do that.
Well, I appreciate it, but I was thinking about it.
But Jelly Roll is one of the guys that Diddy molested. Is that what you're saying?
No, he was like, I voted that shit. I didn't want to go to the meeting. Oh. Yeah.
So it's kind of like how people knew about Cosby before. Because I remember Ed Greer telling me years ago that Cosby was like known for some weird stuff. And I was like, really? Bill Cosby? Like before Hannibal ever like let the whole thing happen in the theater where it became a viral sensation or whatever. I guess let is the wrong words, right? He was recorded and it made the whole thing go public. But I remember Ed Greer telling me at the Comedy Store, like, oh yeah, dude, something's up with Bill Cosby. He's been, I was like, and because I'm just like Bill Murray. I don't keep up with culture a lot of times. So I was like, Bill Cosby, like the guy, like my grandparents literally bought me his Fudge Pops every day. Like my love handles are because of Bill Cosby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also it totally solidified my argument to never trust someone that doesn't curse, right? Where you're just like, there is something going on with people that are that clean that you're like, dude, if you bury
people into their sleep,
there is something about like people that like, if you can hold your breath that hard to just not curse, and you're in entertainment and comedy where you're talking about life. Like if you could talk about life and not curse, I'm like, you're probably a rapist. That's my Jeff Foxworthy. If you can talk about life and not use curse words or talk filthy, you might be a racist named Bill Cosby. No, but seriously, dude, I got to put mine on for myself. That was cheeseball shit humor, folks. I'm going to be Mr. Cool right now and just be like, we're freshen up again, get back to Mark Norman. I'm respectable. I can be silly, but I'm also mature and well thought out.
But what I'm saying, John, is Israel, Gaza, Palestine situation, Jelly Roll, send him. Yeah, he will solve all of our problems.
I think what we're getting at here is that Robert and we just need Cybertrucks. That's what this whole podcast is about. We need a couple of Cybertrucks and we need to redesign the rear end of those things because they are Haiti committee. Have you seen enough Cybertrucks and you're just like, God, they seem cool because at least they're like different than every other car out there. But it's like when you see a really bad tattoo, you're like, yeah, it's unique, not in the right way. You know? I know I sound like an asshole the way I said it with such fucking gusto. Not the right way. What I meant to say was, yeah, dude, I don't know if the designer for Tesla used to design, like tribal tattoos for like 50-year-old guys like on the beach, but it's pretty whack. But everyone likes it. I'm not designing them. I'm a Honda guy.
Oh, well.
I'm a basic bitch. I'm like, that Toyota looks really nice.
You don't like RoboCop cars, dude? I mean, they look like they're from like a Terminator film, don't they?
My favorite meme right now is that one with the RoboCop at the top and at the bottom has the hand with the mercury in it. And it says like RoboCop jerking off or something. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about because it's like gone viral. Yeah, dude, that's how jokes are now. We're just like lab rats, like punching a button, like orgasm, and I just look at it like, there's not even words. I don't even have to think. It's genius.
Oh, I know.
Great. It's a great meme.
It's an effective form of humor. I mean, I love the.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I love the meme where it's Daniel Stern from Home Alone 2. When he gets shocked at the.
Yeah, and he's like a skeleton, see-through?
He turns into a skeleton because he gets shocked at like the dryer or like whatever the lawn.
Cartoon style. Hell yeah.
He turns into a skeleton. But the meme heading for that is when you bust a nut and she keeps sucking.
Oh, that's hilarious. This is a clean podcast, by the way.
No, sorry.
There's a thing, Robert and I, we don't curse in our act. We don't talk about sex, bodily fluids, vulgarities. That stuff's disgusting. Okay.
But John, is it like that for you though, dude? Is it like that for you, John?
That meme?
It's very sensitive.
I'm on antidepressants, so when I don't come, I just hold that up over my face and show my wife, and she thinks that I'm coming. I hold my phone up with that meme, and she's like, oh man, he must be coming hard. He looks like the skeleton scene.
Hey, whatever you gotta
I'm just
do,
joking.
man. But
I'm
I
just
get
joking.
it.
No, I come so hard, dude. I come so hard. I come so hard. It's so great.
Like the Jaws painting behind you, the Jaws picture.
Is that trigger? Yeah. Speaking of memes, there was a really great. It's not from that photo. That's a different photo. But there's a meme about. It's an old one from the old internet, and it says like when you step on your kid's Legos or something like that, and it has the shark breaching water with the mouth open. It's so funny.
Oh, dude,
to the
that's
people
one of
that
my
are watching this
favorite.
that have kids. Yeah, it's a good one, right? You stepping on Legos.
Yeah, I love it because that is absolutely the worst feeling. I've broken bones that felt less worse than stepping on a dang Lego.
Wow, you sound pretty funny. I done broken bones that felt less worse than stepping on Legos.
Sorry, John. I've been up since 4 a.m., so I've turned into a Gummo character at this point.
Oh, dude, a regular Jocko Willink over here. Been up since 4, eh? Yeah, I like to get up and do burpees for America. All right.
Burpees are rough, dude. Burpees. Have you done a lot of burpees, dude?
No. Do I seem like I've done a lot of burpees? Like that's not a very Jewish workout situation. Burpees like hurt your knees if you jump up too fast and you're not stretching properly. Like
there isn't some cokehead like real estate guy that you've made friends with that's like, all right, burpees. No, dude, like there's no one like that, you know. Then you wear like badass shades and he just does coke and like does burpees all day before the real estate.
100% know people that definitely do burpees at Choose Fitness and all those types of things. But
well, that's Robert. Good. You should come to this podcast for history, news, medical advice, sexual.
People
therapy.
do that for Rogan.
That's true. That's true. They do it for a lot of people. I mean. Excuse me. Wow, a burp. This is great. This is a record, silly, sloppy Rob. But you know what, John? It's me. Hear me roar, sir. So I love this. I love this, dude. Me and John have been making sketches, and I've been having fun doing that with you, dude. And I've been having fun with these shows in Pasadena. We just started doing the Road Dog live show. Dude. So
first one in the books. It was awesome. Next one's Wednesday. It's in honor of the great Angelo Bowers. It's called Road Dogs. We actually named it that because Angelo used to always go, Road Dog. Anytime we saw friends, we would travel together, we were Road Dogs. And then he would call like any of our Road Dogs. He'd be like, Road Dog, from across the room. And he was a hugger, a lover, amazing comedian, a hugger, a lover, amazing comedian. So we have this show Wednesday nights at 8:30 at Barney's Beanery in Pasadena, and it's freaking great. Like, because both Robert and I, we've got like such a good collection of friends of Road Dogs that knew Angelo, and even like newer comics that are just solid, dude. We got some great headliners. Who'd we have for our first show? We had Sandro Yocolano.
We had Sandro Yocolano, the Manolo, all the way from TJ, who I was on Kill Tony with. He's great.
Oh yeah, you used to do your that's like your Kill Tony like counterpart, dude.
Yeah,
Manolo's great. He's funny and a sweetheart.
Yeah, very good guy. And he's touring all over Mexico doing these huge shows, but he wants to kind of get in back and do English stand-up. And so, we had the Manolo. We had Sandro Yocolano, who's one of the best. I mean, his puns, dude. Such a sweet guy. So great. Him and Nikki Davis, who also crushed.
Oh, Nikki
She's
was
hilarious.
She had that joke about her dad's bleached asshole. That's such a great closer. No pun intended, by the way. Dude, we had Adam Cousins. Oh, dude, he rocked it. And then, dude, your boy
Jackson. Yep, Jackson Banks, dude. We had mi amigo Jackson.
Jackie B. He doesn't like when I call him that. Oh,
Jackson
dude,
Richard Banks. Yeah, Jackson is amazing. He's a door guy at the Comedy Store. Great filmmaker, makes a lot of hilarious sketches, and I love his his whole act, and such a great dude. But yeah, we had a fun time. It was really fun, and you know what I remember about you and Angelo especially is just the nonstop riffage. But what I loved about Angelo is his like lighthearted, just silly, and that's what I mean. That's the kind of people that should be celebrated, and that's what we love about comedy. So I'm so stoked, man. You guys got to come out when we have these shows, and we appreciate anyone who's responding to our videos and stuff. It just feels so good to be making stuff. And
same here.
Next time
and knowing that people love it too. Like, what you say? Sorry, dude. I stopped on your line. Stopped you.
Oh no! Speaking of racism, that's a great film starring the Gladiator.
About racism. All right. But yeah, dude, come out to the show. If you're watching this, come out to the show. It's Wednesday, 8:30. Barney's in Pasadena, upstairs in the back. Great sound, great atmosphere. We call it the belly room on the balcony. It's just in the back of Barney's, and it's something that's brick building. Super great. Come on out.
Yeah, it's great because like you know, me and you kind of going at it again, and you know, you doing it. It's cool because that's where you used to do shows with Angelo and all the road dogs. So there's a history with you there, and it's such a great spot, you know. So I'm excited.
It's actually on. They talk about it on a history podcast that you'll love.
Yeah,
that was just a callback. That was
Road Dogs History.
Road Dogs History Podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.